You grab a protein bar thinking you're making a healthy choice. Quick fuel, muscle recovery, convenient nutrition on the go. But what if I told you that shiny wrapper is hiding a nutritional nightmare? Artificial sweeteners that mess with your gut, protein sources that your body barely absorbs, and chemicals banned in other countries. The worst part? These bars are marketed specifically to people trying to get healthier. Today, we're exposing 9 protein bars that are sabotaging your fitness goals and 2 that actually deliver what they promise. The brands we're about to reveal might shock you, because some of them dominate grocery store shelves and gym vending machines everywhere. Starting off with number 9, we've got Quest Bars, the protein bar that built an empire on promises of clean eating and muscle-building power. Those colorful packages line every supplement store, convenience mart, and fitness center across America. The marketing screams high protein, low carb, perfect for anyone serious about their health. That trust you place in that chewy rectangle comes from years of aggressive social media campaigns and influencer endorsements. The reality behind the wrapper tells a different story. Quest bars rely heavily on soluble corn fiber as their primary ingredient. Sounds innocent enough until you realize this processed fiber source can trigger serious digestive chaos in sensitive individuals. We're talking about cramping, bloating, and emergency bathroom trips that can derail your entire day. For older adults or anyone with existing gut issues, that innocent-looking bar becomes a ticking time bomb. The company markets this fiber as a benefit, claiming it supports digestive health while keeping net carbs low. What they don't advertise is how this industrial fiber affects different people dramatically differently. The protein blend raises even more red flags. Quest uses milk protein isolate and whey protein isolate as their main protein sources. While these sound premium, the processing methods strip away beneficial compounds found in whole protein sources. Your body has to work overtime to extract usable amino acids from these heavily processed powders. Compare that absorption rate to whole food proteins, and you're getting a fraction of the muscle-building benefit you paid for. Then comes the sweetener cocktail. Erythritol, stevia, and sucralose team up to create that familiar sweet taste without sugar. The problem isn't just one artificial sweetener, it's the combination. Studies show erythritol can alter gut bacteria composition, potentially affecting everything from immune function to mood regulation. Sucralose has been linked to disrupted glucose metabolism in some research. When you stack these compounds together daily, you're running an experiment on your digestive system with unknown long-term consequences. The texture agents present another concern. Soluble corn fiber, cellulose gum, and natural flavors work together to create that signature Quest bar chewiness. These additives undergo extensive processing and chemical modification before ending up in your protein bar. For people trying to eat cleaner, whole foods, this ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment rather than nutrition. Quality control issues have surfaced repeatedly over the years. Consumer reports of bars with off tastes, unusual textures, or packaging defects suggest inconsistencies in manufacturing standards. When you're paying premium prices for what's supposed to be premium nutrition, these quality lapses become more than just annoying. They signal potential gaps in safety protocols that could affect the entire product line. Moving to number 8, we encounter pure protein bars, the budget-friendly option that promises serious gains without the premium price tag. These bars flood gas stations, grocery stores, and discount retailers nationwide. The appeal is obvious: decent protein content at a fraction of the cost of boutique brands. That value proposition attracts fitness enthusiasts on tight budgets and casual gym goers looking for convenient post-workout fuel. The savings come with hidden costs your body pays later. The protein source tells the first part of the story. Pure protein relies on a blend that includes soy protein isolate as a primary component. Soy protein isolate undergoes aggressive processing, involving high heat, chemicals, and isolation techniques that strip away naturally occurring nutrients. What remains is a protein powder that your digestive system struggles to process efficiently. The amino acid profile, while complete on paper, doesn't translate to effective muscle protein synthesis in real-world conditions. Corn syrup features prominently on the ingredient list. Not high fructose corn syrup, but regular corn syrup, which somehow sounds healthier in marketing materials. Your liver processes this concentrated sugar source similarly regardless of the name. Blood sugar spikes, insulin responses, and energy crashes follow the same pattern whether you call it corn syrup or glucose syrup. For anyone managing blood sugar, prediabetes, or metabolic concerns, this ingredient turns a protein bar into a candy bar with extra steps. The preservative system raises additional concerns. BHT, or butylated hydroxytoluene, extends shelf life by preventing rancidity in fats and oils. The FDA considers it generally recognized as safe, but several countries have restricted or banned its use in food products due to potential health risks. Studies in animals have suggested possible links to liver and kidney damage with long-term exposure. While human studies remain limited, the precautionary principle suggests avoiding unnecessary exposure when alternatives exist. Artificial colors and flavors round out the chemical profile. These synthetic compounds create appealing appearances and tastes that mask the underlying processed ingredients. Red dye 40, yellow dye 6, and blue dye 6, and 1 have all faced scrutiny from health advocates and researchers concerned about behavioral effects and potential carcinogenicity. While regulatory agencies maintain these additives are safe at approved levels, the cumulative effect of consuming multiple artificial colors daily remains poorly understood. The manufacturing process itself presents risks. Large-scale production facilities handling multiple product lines create opportunities for cross-contamination with allergens. Pure Protein has faced recalls for undeclared milk, soy, and wheat ingredients that could trigger severe reactions in sensitive individuals. These recalls suggest gaps in quality control systems that put consumers at unnecessary risk. Coming in at number 7, we find Power Bar Protein Plus, the veteran brand that helped create the entire energy bar category decades ago. These bars carry the legacy of endurance sports and serious athletic performance. That heritage creates trust among consumers who remember when Power Bar was the only game in town for portable sports nutrition. The original formulations served their purpose for hardcore endurance athletes burning thousands of calories during training. Modern versions target everyday fitness enthusiasts with very different nutritional needs. The carbohydrate profile reveals the first mismatch. Power Bar Protein Plus contains significant amounts of added sugars disguised under various names. Fructose, glucose, and brown rice syrup appear throughout the ingredient list, creating a substantial glycemic load that triggers insulin responses similar to candy bars. Endurance athletes training for hours might metabolize these sugars effectively, but office workers grabbing a quick snack experience dramatic blood sugar swings that leave them hungrier and more tired than before eating. Palm kernel oil provides much of the fat content. This highly saturated fat source contributes to the bar's texture and shelf stability, while potentially impacting cardiovascular health markers. Palm oil production also carries environmental concerns related to deforestation and habitat destruction. Health-conscious consumers increasingly avoid palm-derived ingredients for both personal and planetary reasons. The protein blend includes milk protein concentrate, which sounds premium but often contains lower protein percentages than isolates. Manufacturing standards for concentrates allow higher levels of lactose, which can trigger digestive issues in lactose-sensitive individuals. The processing methods used to create these concentrates may also denature proteins, reducing their biological availability and effectiveness for muscle recovery. Artificial flavoring systems mask the underlying taste of processed ingredients with chemical compounds designed to trigger pleasure responses in your brain. These flavor enhancers can create psychological dependence patterns where whole foods taste bland compared to hyper-palatable processed alternatives. Breaking. This cycle requires avoiding products that train your taste buds to expect artificial intensity levels. Quality consistency problems have plagued Power Bar products over recent years. Consumer complaints about texture variations, off flavors, and packaging failures suggest manufacturing control issues that affect product safety and effectiveness. The supply chain vulnerabilities become apparent when you examine Power Bar's global sourcing strategy. Ingredients arrive from multiple countries with varying safety standards and testing protocols. When contamination occurs at the source level, entire production runs can carry hidden dangers that don't surface until consumers report problems. The lag time between manufacturing and consumption means potentially harmful products circulate for weeks before recalls take effect. At number 6, we encounter Cliff Builder's protein bars. The organic branded option that appeals to environmentally conscious fitness enthusiasts. These bars position themselves as the natural alternative in a market flooded with artificial ingredients and synthetic compounds. The packaging showcases outdoor adventures and wholesome imagery that suggests clean, sustainable nutrition. That marketing resonates with consumers seeking products that align with their values while supporting their fitness goals. The organic certification creates a health halo that can obscure underlying formulation problems. The organic cane sugar content tells a different story than the wholesome packaging suggests. While technically organic, cane sugar impacts blood glucose levels identically to conventional sugar sources. Your pancreas doesn't distinguish between organic and regular sugar when producing insulin responses. The substantial sugar content, often exceeding 20 grams per bar, creates metabolic challenges that contradict the health-focused marketing message. This sugar load can trigger energy crashes, increased hunger, and fat storage mechanisms that work against fitness objectives. Organic tapioca syrup adds another layer of concentrated carbohydrates that function essentially as liquid sugar. Food manufacturers use tapioca syrup as a natural alternative to high fructose corn syrup, but the metabolic effects remain nearly identical. Your liver processes these concentrated fructose sources similarly regardless of their organic status or plant origin. The combination of cane sugar and tapioca syrup creates a substantial glycemic burden that overwhelms the modest protein content. The protein source raises additional concerns about effectiveness and value. Cliff uses a blend that includes soy protein isolate, which undergoes extensive processing that strips away naturally occurring compounds found in whole soybeans. The isolation process involves chemical solvents and high heat treatments that can create harmful byproducts while reducing protein quality. Studies suggest soy protein isolate may interfere with mineral absorption and thyroid function in some individuals. Organic brown rice syrup contributes yet another sugar source disguised as a wholesome ingredient. Despite its organic certification and natural origin, brown rice syrup behaves metabolically like other concentrated sweeteners. The processing required to create syrup from brown rice involves enzymes and heating that concentrate sugars while eliminating fiber and nutrients. This creates a product that spikes blood sugar more dramatically than eating actual brown rice. The fat profile includes organic palm oil, which carries both health and environmental implications. While organic production methods may reduce some chemical exposures, palm oil remains a highly saturated fat that can negatively impact cholesterol profiles. The environmental cost of palm cultivation continues regardless of organic certification, contributing to deforestation and habitat destruction in sensitive ecosystems. Moving to number 5, we discover muscle milk protein bars. The brand extension from the popular protein shake line that promises to deliver the same muscle-building benefits in portable bar form. These products leverage the brand recognition built through years of sports marketing and athlete endorsements. The familiar logo creates consumer confidence that translates to strong sales in fitness-focused retail environments. That brand trust can overshadow ingredient quality issues and formulation shortcuts that compromise nutritional value. The primary protein source reveals the first red flag. Muscle milk bars rely heavily on calcium and sodium caseinates, protein derivatives that undergo chemical modification during processing. These caseinates dissolve easily and create smooth textures, but the alkaline processing required to produce them can damage amino acid structures. The resulting protein may show impressive numbers on nutrition labels while delivering reduced biological value compared to minimally processed alternatives. Corn syrup solids provide sweetness and binding properties while creating substantial glycemic responses that work against muscle-building goals. These concentrated sugar sources trigger insulin release patterns that can interfere with fat oxidation and promote fat storage. For individuals trying to maintain lean body composition, this sugar content creates metabolic challenges that offset potential benefits from the protein content. The preservative system includes potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate, synthetic compounds that extend shelf life by inhibiting microbial growth. While regulatory agencies consider these preservatives safe at approved levels, some research suggests potential interactions with vitamin C that can form benzene, a known carcinogen. The risk levels remain debated among scientists, but the precautionary principle suggests avoiding unnecessary exposure when possible. Artificial flavoring compounds create intense taste experiences that can interfere with natural appetite. Regulation mechanisms. These chemical flavor enhancers train taste buds to expect unnaturally intense sweetness and richness that make whole foods seem bland by comparison. Breaking dependence on these artificial taste experiences requires gradually reducing exposure to hyperpalatable processed foods. The manufacturing facility certifications raise questions about quality control standards. Multiple product recalls over recent years suggest gaps in safety protocols that could affect entire product lines. These recalls involved undeclared allergens and contamination issues that put sensitive consumers at serious risk of adverse reactions. At number 4, we encounter Zone Perfect protein bars. The brand that promises to optimize your nutritional zone through precise macronutrient ratios. These bars target consumers interested in the zone diet philosophy of balanced protein, carbohydrates, and fats for optimal metabolic function. The scientific-sounding marketing appeals to people seeking evidence-based nutrition solutions rather than simple convenience foods. That positioning creates expectations for superior ingredient quality and formulation precision that don't always match reality. The carbohydrate sources include high fructose corn syrup, despite marketing messages emphasizing balanced nutrition and metabolic optimization. High fructose corn syrup bypasses normal glucose metabolism pathways, placing additional stress on liver function while promoting fat storage mechanisms. This ingredient choice directly contradicts the zone diet principles the brand claims to follow, creating a disconnect between marketing promises and actual formulation. Fractionated palm kernel oil provides much of the fat content through a highly processed ingredient that offers little nutritional value beyond calories. The fractionation process involves chemical and physical treatments that separate different fat components while eliminating naturally occurring nutrients. This creates a shelf-stable fat source that contributes to texture and mouthfeel without providing the beneficial compounds found in whole food fat sources. The protein blend includes milk protein isolate that undergoes aggressive processing to achieve high protein concentrations. While this processing creates impressive protein percentages on nutrition labels, it also removes beneficial compounds like immunoglobulins and lactoferrin that support immune function and recovery. The isolation process can also create protein structures that your digestive system processes less efficiently than whole food proteins. Glycerin serves as a humectant that maintains moisture and contributes to the characteristic chewy texture. Large amounts of glycerin can cause digestive distress, including cramping, gas, and loose stools in sensitive individuals. The sweet taste of glycerin also contributes to the overall sugar load without appearing in sugar calculations on nutrition labels. The vitamin and mineral E. Fortification creates an artificial nutrient profile that may interfere with natural absorption processes. Synthetic vitamins often lack the cofactors and supporting compounds found in whole food sources, reducing their bioavailability and effectiveness. High doses of isolated nutrients can also create imbalances that interfere with absorption of other essential compounds. At number 3, we find Atkins protein bars, the low-carb champion that rode the wave of ketogenic diet popularity straight to mainstream success. These bars promise to keep you in fat-burning mode while delivering muscle-building protein in a convenient package. The appeal is undeniable for anyone following low-carb lifestyles or trying to avoid sugar crashes that derail their energy levels. That promise of sustained energy without carb guilt has made Atkins bars a staple in purses, gym bags, and office desk drawers across the country. The reality behind those net carb claims reveals a more complex nutritional picture. Maltitol takes center stage as the primary sweetener, creating the sweet satisfaction without technically counting as sugar. This sugar alcohol sounds harmless on paper and helps achieve those impressive net carb numbers that attract low-carb dieters. Your digestive system tells a different story. Maltitol causes severe gastrointestinal distress in many people, including cramping, bloating, and urgent trips to the bathroom that can last for hours. The laxative effect isn't a minor side effect. It's a predictable consequence of consuming substantial amounts of this poorly absorbed sweetener. For people with sensitive digestive systems or inflammatory bowel conditions, maltitol consumption can trigger flare-ups that persist long after the bar is finished. The protein sources include hydrolyzed collagen, which sounds premium, but lacks the complete amino acid profile needed for optimal muscle protein synthesis. Collagen protein provides specific amino acids like glycine and proline that support connective tissue health, but it doesn't contain adequate levels of leucine, isoleucine, and valine needed to trigger muscle-building responses. Marketing materials often emphasize total protein content without distinguishing between complete and incomplete protein sources, misleading consumers about the actual muscle-building potential. Polydextrose appears as a fiber source that helps achieve favorable net carb calculations while potentially causing digestive chaos. This synthetic fiber undergoes extensive chemical processing that creates a substance your gut bacteria struggle to process effectively. The fermentation of polydextrose in your large intestine produces gas and organic acids that can cause significant discomfort, especially when consumed regularly. Unlike natural fiber sources that feed beneficial bacteria, polydextrose can disrupt the delicate balance of your microbiome. The fat blend includes palm kernel oil and soybean oil, both highly processed, sources that provide calories without meaningful nutritional benefits. These oils undergo refining processes involving chemical solvents, high heat, and deodorization that strip away beneficial compounds while potentially creating harmful trans fats and oxidized lipids. The resulting fat profile contributes to inflammation rather than supporting the anti-inflammatory benefits associated with whole food fat sources. The emulsifier system includes lecithin and various gums that create smooth textures while potentially disrupting gut barrier function. Studies suggest these food additives can alter the protective mucus layer in your intestines, increasing inflammation and compromising immune function. For people with autoimmune conditions or digestive sensitivities, these seemingly harmless texture agents can trigger systemic reactions. Now that we've exposed the protein bars sabotaging your health, let's reveal the two that actually deliver on their promises. At number 2 on our safe list, we have RX bars. These bars cut through the marketing noise with ingredient transparency that's refreshingly honest. The front of the package lists exactly what's inside: egg whites, dates, nuts, and natural flavors. No hidden additives, no chemical sweeteners, no processed protein powders that require a chemistry degree to pronounce. The protein comes from egg whites, one of the most bioavailable protein sources available. Your body can efficiently utilize nearly 90% of the amino acids in egg white protein, making it superior to heavily processed protein isolates that dominate most protein bars. The complete amino acid profile supports muscle protein synthesis without the digestive distress associated with synthetic protein powders. Dates provide natural sweetness, along with fiber, potassium, and antioxidants that support overall health rather than just delivering empty calories. Unlike artificial sweeteners or processed syrups, dates offer sustained energy without dramatic blood sugar spikes that leave you crashing hours later. And finally, taking the top spot for actually safe protein bars, we have Epic Provisions protein bars. These bars represent what happens when you prioritize ingredient quality over shelf life and profit margins. Made with grass-fed animal proteins and whole food ingredients, Epic bars provide nutrition that your body recognizes and can effectively utilize. The protein sources include grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, and pasture-raised turkey that deliver complete amino acid profiles along with naturally occurring nutrients like iron, zinc, and B vitamins. These whole food proteins require no chemical processing or artificial enhancement to provide superior muscle-building potential. The fat content comes from coconut oil and nuts rather than processed vegetable oils or synthetic compounds. These natural fat sources provide sustained energy while supporting hormone production and nutrient absorption, rather than contributing to inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. Your protein bar choice matters more than you think. These 11 bars represent the difference between supporting your health goals and sabotaging them with every bite. Skip the marketing claims and read those ingredient lists. Your body will thank you for choosing real nutrition over convenient chemistry experiments.